Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Less Known Classics. This is episode number 3007, Doubleshot number 2901. First up, we'll start with End of an Era for this one. Namely being the end of the first volume for this series published by this company. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! This is them, Reborn, Volume 9. First, Last, and Always. This book itself collects issues 145 to 150. Written by Sophie Cambell, artwork by Benicio Valori, who does the page art for the first the first 6 issues here. We have this art by Sophie Cambell, Federico P. Don Dukin, Federico just inks. So basically, in a way, this is like a series of stuff. So we have Jenka with April O'Neil, Donatello, and Leonardo. Now, for some reason, Sophie Cambell developed this thing during her run by having it where the Turtles had to wear pants. And I get the boots thing, that's fine. The pants, I don't think it's necessary. But it's basically some people's age-old thing of like, put clothes on somebody even though they really don't need it. He's a turtle. Why do we need clothes for? Alright. So basically they're in this area here. So basically what witness their deaths, basically they're in, I think they're in like the Hamptons, I believe. It's basically the place where, if I'm correctly, this is the farmhouse they went to after Leonardo went crazy. So the whole thing is basically just use a machine, do some experiment, and maybe try to their deaths. And then the baboon sees something from the future, gives him something, then he leaves. And there's stuff. Okay, the baboon's name is Bob. So then, of course, basically they ascend to another dimension. They sent back in time, where basically we see a freaking megalodon. What we see, I think it's looks like it's Jenka, Bob, and Donatello, and like. Anyway, is that a megalodon? I think that's kind of funny. It's like they're basically my child about a freaking megalodon. So Donatello whips up a freaking like laser gun, fires it at the megalodon. Which, yes, he would know about it, because who does not know about freaking megalodons? The ancestors of the great white shark, and these things are roughly like, I think like great whites are stated to grow to about 40 feet in length. These things are like 100 feet. And then we see this creature here, apparently the baboon created at some point. And we chase this thing, apparently tied into the megalodon. April O'Neil is here. Yes, April O'Neil is here. So, and talk about stopping this creature, going through time. It goes alternate history stuff in here. And then we see an alternate version of Leonardo who has this stone. And then we see Old Man, looks like Raph, I think it is, with Renette and the turtle that they shot, the little girl turtle they shot with. Yeah, Renette was somebody basically where initially put early on their debut appearance, there was some legal issues with that one. And that ended up getting collected for reasons. But yet they collected her other appearance, no problem. But her debut appearance, apparently they couldn't collect it for some reason. But yet later on, I read online, it's weird. They made it early on in the series. I kind of thought Renette was basically a original creation of the old 3 series. I thought for the longest time, turns out, nope, she is from the original comic book. She made debut, I think it was issue number 10, I think it was. Mm-hmm. So still traveling in time, going to like very different places, and of course, basically do stuff with Renette, which is always great to see here because it's time travel. Of course, you gotta have Renette here. And we're having the future where Jenka is in charge of Mutant City. Yes, Mutant City. Or like they go, it's a little adventure they go on here. I gotta admit, basically, this is different what Sophie Cambell was doing before, like the whole stuff she's been before with Mutant Town stuff. I guess with the Armageddon games, they basically got rid of that. So, so basically, a lot of it just we have the pigeon guy. They have the kid who's trying to turtle. He's turned back to normal. Yeah, so then of course they go to this future city of Mutant City where like Jenka is a cyborg. Oh, it's not Jenka, it's Venus. Yes, Venus. I thought I was saying my mistake. Yeah, basically they're all hanging on the future for this one. And stuff with the baboon. It's a really interesting story. I gotta admit, this is a lot of fun. And then toward the end of this, they switch artist. Where it kind of looks like the artist from the start of the run. Where they go back in time when they first became turtles. Back in the first arc, and they was fighting the Foot Clan. It's basically kind of like, yeah, let's have Sophie Cambell go through all the good stuff for this series. Mm-hmm. And there was a shark creature in here. And then with Danny T's like, a spirit of his mom. Yes, because Turtles in the IDW continuity are reincarnated kids. And then we see this like Donnie pop out a portal. Of course, everyone's snowing. Everyone's all happy tonight. You have where Venus basically goes someplace. She just witnesses the birth of Turtles. She kind of manipulates Turtle. It seems like she's like tampering with the mutation. Or apparently she added herself to it, and then she goes off to see how much the ocean in the past. And that kind of wraps up that story there. And that's it. That's pretty much the final story in a nutshell. Final thoughts on Volume 1 and first Sophie Cambell's run. It's a very mixed run per se. My biggest issues with it was lack of screen time for April O'Neil and Casey Jones. Casey Jones ain't featured as hard. And last I read, he wasn't dead. He's just not here. It's like Sophie Cambell just did not want to feature Casey Jones for no reason. I don't know what it was. But she just didn't want to feature him for some reason. So, yeah. Like, except for Armageddon game, which I thought was really good. And I have heard that was supposed to be, like, that was Tom Waltz's exit from the Turtles. Like, his full-blown exit. So after over 4 years of writing the title, Sophie Cambell leaves. It's a very mixed run. I'm glad the whole Mutant Town thing was basically all shut down basically after Armageddon game. I guess because some people weren't fans of it per se. But that's my final thoughts. So that's the whole volume. The first 100 issues are amazing. Not a bad issue, the whole bunch. And Tom Waltz did an excellent job with this book. Him and Kevin Eastman. Of course, Kevin Eastman himself is currently working on a spin-off series. And, of course, also we have Jason Aaron doing a relaunch for this book. Apparently he was a longtime Turtles fan, so I figured out why not check it out. Like, okay. I've read the first couple issues. So they're on. It's pretty good. Basically, Turtles will split up and try and bring them back together. It's kind of the start of the purpose of the run. But I'm going to give the final trade for Sophie Campbell's Run for Turtles I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Except is The Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt. Yeah. Blood Hunt, a crossover that for a lot of people they didn't care about. My biggest issue with it is it read main event? Not a lot of stuff happens main event. Like, you read the book and they talk about the stuff in the book like, wait, did we miss something? Yeah, because all the cool stuff related to the story happens in all tie-ins. And the way this works is weird. Like, I have never heard of this before. So, this book collects Amazing Spider-Man Volume 649. Then we have Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt, which was not done by Zeb Wells. It's done by Justina Ireland and Miles Morales Spider-Man. Volume 2, issues 21-22, which are Macaulay Ziegler. Oh yeah, because of Zeb Wells, John May Jr. is here. It's a good thing the very next arc, which I have here, basically, that he's not here. Now, the whole thing of this one is that it's a tie-in to Blood Hunt. I would have thought, though, they would have done more than one. I guess Zeb Wells was like, okay, I'll basically go for one issue, and the story has continued in a miniseries. Like, have you ever heard that before for a tie-in? You have an ongoing series tie-in, and then basically you continue it in. You just have it here for this one issue, and then just do it in a miniseries. It's like Zeb Wells did not want to interrupt whatever he was doing with this book. So first you see this guy, I thought was Blade, no, it was some other guy. And apparently White Rabbit turned into a vampire. And you have Spider-Man fighting vampires a lot of the story. And this is so funny. Like, White Rabbit, oh, that changes everything. I don't believe this is about the woman who routinely tries to stab me with a carrot. Okay, that's funny. Stabbing with a carrot. So the whole thing of this one is saving White Rabbit, a C-list Spider-Man villain, by being a vampire. Yeah, and they also do this other guy who turned vampire, then he's killed by not Blade. We have more vampires. And then the book ends with the lizard showing up. You're like, what? What's a lizard doing here? Good question. And it's not exactly meaningful. That continues in the Blind miniseries, which I thought was a lot more interesting to go on Amazing Spider-Man this point. For a book called Amazing Blind, we have all the vampire stuff going on here. And we have try to eat him, but look how basically have calmed down thanks to Miss Nat, of course, because Miss Nat is heavily active in the comics now at this point because of, well, her mentorship of, she mentors Miles Morales. So basically they worked together to break into a facility that was owned by the Beyond Corporation. You're like, wait, what? The Beyond Corporation? Yeah, so First they go to the facility, which is a Beyond Corporation thing, which I was surprised, like, reading this again, like, really? Wait, what? The Beyond Corporation? Wait. Wasn't this organization shut down in the end of the previous volume for the series? It was. Apparently this was a facility which apparently was bought up by a different company and now it's owned by somebody else. So you have more vampires showing up. Basically, you just have Misty. Oh, by the way, this is so interesting. So Michael Morbius is in the miniseries, and Misty calls him Dr. Mike. And I'm like, that's interesting. Spider-Man has known this guy for a long time, and yet he has never called him Dr. Mike. He's always been referred as Morbius. And he has a lot of respect for his scientific background. He just doesn't like the fact he's a vampire. So I have this guy he's working with here too. And so, get this. We have this girl named Maxine Danger appears in this book. And then we have Colleen Wang appear here too, because Miss Knight's here. Gotta have our BFF here. Colleen. So they get free, then of course they take out the vampires. And then we have this guy appears here. Who's like, yee! And he says, take it to the pens. And when I first read this, I'm like, I thought it said take it to the groin. Like, it says pens. I misread it. And of course, it's this weird vampire who is a fan of Michael Morbius. And that's a B plot here. Maxine Danger was mentioned she should be in jail, but nope, she's able to get out no problem. Gets all this vampire stuff. You've been really. Just be in jail. Please, I'm not poor. I have connections. Oh, I love the fact that she's sitting on pretty much a DeLorean. I thought that was kind of funny. Like, somehow she got her hands on a DeLorean. So, yeah. Morbius finding the cure for all vampire stuff. And then we have this woman who apparently is like... You're a vampire. And, of course, basically, like... Love this little knot here, this cover here. Which I think it's an old cover from the 70s. So yeah, Colleen has turned into a vampire, but I like if she's cured by the end of the story. Yeah. I think this fanboy Michael Morbius. It's like, until then, next time, Spider-Man. He gives him a chip. He webs off. And that's it for the main book. I gotta admit, basically, that miniseries was actually surprisingly good. I enjoyed that. In my opinion, it was better than the Amazing Spider-Man book. Oh, good gosh. I'll talk about that next time. So then we have the Miles Morales tie-in. We have Miles working with Breeley and Dracula. Of course, fighting vampires. He himself is turning into a vampire. And then we see the badass Blade, which this is Blade right here. The other guy, I don't think was Blade, that was some random guy. Yeah, basically have Blade fighting him. Yeah, basically I'm fighting him. And then we have this woman named Hightail appearing here. Yeah, it's a weird multi-part of this one involving... she's part of this group. No, I think like the Vigilante group, I think it is. Brilly's in here too. Yep. It's like basically like the whole point of this three-parter here with the Miles stuff is just to have a quick team with him and just deal with him in the main event. And that's it. I gotta say, Anthony published this book. I'd say probably the best thing about this book is the Amazing Spider-Man Bloodhead miniseries. I thought it was amazing. It felt like State of Spider-Man to me, compared to the Amazing Spider-Man book. Didn't mind the writing per se, just the artwork is confusing. You're like, what? It felt like a very weird story that Zebo just put there just to say, here's the time in the blood hunt. Now I'm going to go back to my old thing. Goodbye. Leave me alone. And it's okay. The story's okay. I'm not a fan of the artwork. The Miles Morales book, per se, of these books, it was interesting. It just felt like this was basically picking up where the Blood Dracula miniseries left off, which led to this and led to the Blood Hunt. It felt like basically just recruiting Miles during this three-part. They have a three-part team-up recruitment mission. Just recruit him to be on Dracula's side, taking on Blade. Even they briefly fought Blade in the tie-in. It felt like a very pointless tie-in to me. But I don't want to give the whole trade a ranking per se. So I'm gonna give these following issue things a ranking. I give Missing Blood Hunt. I give that a 10 out of 10. That was so fun reading that book. Missing Spider-Man, Volume 649. I give that a 8.5. Miles Morales, this has been a surprise to me. I give his issues roughly a 7.5. The best thing about these issues is the artwork. Yep. But not much to say about these two trades here. So, next time, however, when I talk about Comic Corner, it'll be two books where they're very much not well liked. That's the for next episode. Yep. So, that's a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, notification, and notification buttons. Okay? See you next time for more Doctor Who. Bye.